Representative Sherwood. Representative Stith. Representative Walters. Representative Swanitzer.
Here.
Chairman Nicholas.
Here. So the first thing we're going to do is just knock out as much as possible the re-referrals we have in front of us. And everyone got their re-referrals out? The first one on my stack, I'm just going to go with that, is 36. Is that right?
Yes.
We have a motion.
Move to pass.
Move to pass.
Move to pass.
Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Representative Henderson.
Aye.
Representative Larson.
Excused unless you left a proxy.
Oh, Representative Larson voted no via absentee. Representative Sherwood. Aye. Representative Stith.
Aye.
Representative Walters.
No.
Representative Swanitzer.
Aye.
Chairman Nicholas.
So right now it's 4-3? 4-3?
Right now, it is 4 ayes and 2 noes.
No. Okay, next is House Bill 43. State Forestry Good Neighbor Positions. This is a $6 million, $6 million, $6 million, right? Revenue increases in order to do the good neighbor. We have a motion on the bill. Any discussion on the bill? Anyone want to ask questions about it? I think we had testimony, we kind of knew what this
We
was.
increased the number of employees
Right.
only with federal funds, so I. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, move to pass House Bill 43.
Okay, discussion? Moving seconded? Roll call.
Representative Henderson.
Aye.
Representative Larson voted aye via absentee. Representative Sherwood. Aye. Representative Stith.
Aye.
Representative Walters.
Aye.
Representative Swanitzer.
Aye.
Chairman Nicholas.
Aye. Next bill is House Bill 60. This is the excess wildlife population damage amendments. Any, go ahead. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just wanted to give you a little bit of color on this particular bill. One, I actually don't believe it should have been re-referred to the committee. There's not an appropriation in there. And two,
We agree.
and the formula in there is something we worked on all summer with the department, and this is sort of the language we came up with ultimately.
Okay, any questions for?
Move to pass.
Second.
Moved by Representative Stith, seconded by Walters. Do pass. Roll call.
Representative Henderson.
Aye.
Representative Larson voted aye via absentee. Representative Sherwood. No. Representative Stith.
Aye.
Representative Walters.
No.
Representative Swanitzer.
No.
Chairman Nicholas.
Aye. Okay, next we have House Bill 93, Animal Reimbursement Program Account Amendments. Representative Heiner, you want to throw a little color at this guy?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This also doesn't have any appropriation in it. So there you have it.
They just increased the max paid.
It just raised, your Chairman Nicholas, it just raises the ceiling of what they can give out on
Oh, yeah,
an
I see
instant.
that. Okay, roll call.
Move to pass.
Move to pass.
Second.
Representative Henderson.
Aye.
Representative Larson voted aye via absentee.
Could be the
Representative
nicest we're going to be to you all day, John.
Representative Sherwood. Aye. Representative Stith.
Aye.
Representative Walters.
Aye.
Representative Swanitzer.
Aye.
Chairman Nicholas.
Aye. Okay, next is the House Bill 104, Omnibus Water Bill. This is the planning bill, right?
Planning.
We had a little peek at this before. Is there any questions about the bill? And our file?
Does it involve water?
All right, any discussion?
Move do pass?
Moved by Representative Walters, seconded by Representative Stiff. Roll call.
Representative Henderson.
Aye.
Representative Larson voted aye via absentee. Representative Sherwood. Aye. Representative Stiff.
Aye.
Representative Walters.
Aye.
Representative Swanitzer.
Aye.
Chairman Nicholas.
Aye. Okay, next, House Bill 165, access points on state lands. That's at 45,000.
But no new money, it's just
So there's
administrative.
nothing we can do to it. Anyway,
Correct. There is a, I think there's a standing committee amendment that added 75,000 to do the study.
So 45.
you want to,
That's the administrative impact, but I think if we look it up, I think there's a standing committee amendment from earlier in the week that added 75,000 to pay for the study.
okay, any other questions?
Jackie, can you look up
What was
on
that?
House Bill 165, is there a standing committee amendment? And just tell us what it is.
Typically, this would be in here if it was.
Please.
I will.
We doing this for 88 million.
He told me I could do it tomorrow.
There is. I will print it out.
Can you just read it to us?
Oh, sure. Okay. On page 1, line 6, after necessary, insert providing for an appropriation. Page 1, line 14, after investments, insert in coordination with the Wyoming Game and Fish Department. Page 2, line 2, delete department and insert Office of State Lands and Investments. Page 4, after line 23, insert a whole new section 2, which is, there is appropriated $75,000 from the general fund to the Office of State Lands and Investments for purposes of conducting the study required by section 1 of this act. This appropriation shall be for the period beginning with the effective date of this act and ending June 30, 2025. This appropriation shall not be transferred or expended for any other purpose, and any unexpended, unobligated funds remaining from this appropriation on June 30, 2025 shall revert as provided by law. Page 5, line 2, delete section 2 and insert section 3, and it was provided by Chairman Newsom.
Okay, any questions? You can add, slice, dice, or,
Mr. Chairman,
go ahead.
I would move to remove the appropriation and all necessary technical corrections for that removal of the appropriation.
Okay, does everyone understand the motion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Our motion carries. As amended,
Move do pass as amended.
do pass, as amended.
Representative Henderson?
Aye.
Representative Larson voted aye via absentee. Representative Sherwood?
Aye.
This thing's good.
Representative Stiff?
Aye.
Representative Walters?
Aye.
Representative Swanitzer?
Aye.
Chairman Nicholas?
Aye.
It is
So is anyone here to discuss education savings accounts?
Oh, this is the one that Laurie really likes.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, committee and chairman. I'm here today really to answer any questions. This is a 30-page bill. It came from our committee. It's been over a year's worth of work. The committee bill failed by one vote. I ran this as a personal bill with 2 changes. I took the 3-year-olds out of the pre-kindergarten level, and I put a tier system to actually make this more available to Wyoming families. So I won't read you the 30 pages. It has the
Just tell us what it does. Give us a synopsis here.
Sure. So what this does is allows Wyoming families to be funded when doing private education or homeschooling. It's worked with the superintendent of public instruction. Superintendent is in favor of this and has got the rules. She'll be working with other states. She's already reached out to them on how to best implement this. This is something that I spent the summer at a meeting only on this education savings accounts. So this will actually fund Wyoming families for an option besides schools, public schools. That said, Wyoming has wonderful public schools that I strongly have supported throughout my life.
So in general, it provides dollars for those families that homeschool their children.
Homeschool or private schools, something besides public education. They can use it for computers, curriculum. If they have a kid with disability, they can use those funds to travel to and from some of the services that they need.
And what does it provide per family, per individual?
So if they're at poverty level of 250% or less, it's $5,000 per pupil. 251 to 350%, it's $3,000 per pupil. And from 351 to 400%, they'd get $1,000.
Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If there's more applicants than the amount of money available, does it automatically reduce on a pro rata basis, or how do they adjust if, as I said, if more applicants need it than money available?
Mr. Chair, thank you, Representative Walters. It's first come, first served. Once the money is used up, that'll be gone. If you qualify 1 year, you can automatically renew for the next year. You know, the advice we learned from other states was don't make this program too big right away. Make it a manageable, practical program that our department can actually implement correctly.
And why don't you walk us through the appropriation?
So the appropriation, if you go to the very back, so after the bill ends, there's a fiscal note. So the appropriation is $40 million. This is what came out of committee. There's also 2 positions, which the appropriation is $880,000 for the 2 years. And then the appropriation for the contracting to help administer this program with some professional organizations is $400,000.
Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Has the fiscal note been adjusted or updated as the bill has gone through the committee and amendments from the original HB 19? Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Representative Sherwood. The total appropriation has not. In committee, the 400%, there was amendment to take that away. So the current form would be the 250% to 350%. So that $1,000 appropriation would be gone. I do expect that amendment to come back if this passes.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
Representative Clausen, just so I understand, so do you expect, as currently drafted, that the total dollars needed is more or less than the 40 million plus the 880, or does the dollar amount stay the same regardless of what formula changes you've made?
Mr. Chairman, Representative, the total is there. Now, whether that's the correct total or not, I'm not sure, but you know, the 40 million would, once that was used up, it would be used up. So I'm not sure I can answer it in that question.
Just qualitatively, do you expect it to be more or less than the fiscal note says?
You know, a friend of mine said I would not make a good politician because I'm not really able to lie. I think the appropriation is quite high. I think we can implement a very good program in Wyoming for less.
Okay, do we have a motion? Any further questions for Bringer? Representative Walters.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to make a motion if I could. First motion would be on page 27, line 15. Reducing the 40 million to 5 million and changing the funding source from school foundation, or from general fund to school foundation program account.
So there was a reason why you couldn't use school foundation program, I believe.
Correct.
I'm hoping that we can use the FMRs.
But we can use FMR dollars. So that's a designation within a part of the funds of the SFP.
Thank
So
you.
it's SFP,
FMR money.
FMR monies.
Chairman Nichols, so the original intent was just to make sure constitutionally there was not any questions. And I think that's why the committee initially put it in the general fund.
So the FMR dollars are not bound by the restrictions for education only. So,
And because, Mr. Chairman, if I may, because money is fungible, once it hits the school side of the ledger, they should be able to accommodate this with some of the funding they
and
receive.
so there's roughly 500 million, I think, of the funds are FMR dollars that are in our surplus and available to us.
So, Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
so for Representative Walters, is it part of your motion then that it will be school foundation program? Is it part of your motion that the source of the funds will be federal mineral royalties that would otherwise go to the school foundation program account?
Mr. Chairman, no, I'm just saying school foundation program account, and then within the department, they can figure out which funds they can use legally and which funds they would not be able to use to do this. And believe that it's,
Because
they
the
can
money's
accomplish
already
it.
commingled.
Mr. Chairman, as a follow-up question, so I have a question on the amendment. The $5 million, sort of, is that just why is it that number instead of some other number?
Start the program small, just as the good representative stated that we don't know how many people are going to access this on day one. It's a first come, first serve, and if we notice, we'll know within a year or two just how much is being accessed and be able to adjust that number up as more families are aware of the program and take advantage of the program.
Yeah, if you run the numbers, it's still a lot of kids. Okay, next, is that any other part of the motion?
We have to vote on that one.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? No. That motion carries.
Mr. Chairman?
Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, moving on to page 28. Line 1, I would reduce that number of authorized employees from 2 down to 1. And then on line 4, reduce the appropriation of 480 in half to 240. And again, I would change the funding source from general fund to school foundation. And to make it simple, we'll move on down to line 18 and change that funding source from general fund to school foundation.
Okay, everyone understand the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next.
Pass the bill.
Do I need to change the title or anything? Or is there any other location?
Ken, there's no other appropriation sections than what we just addressed.
Did we miss anything?
B on page 28.
28?
Leave the amount that high.
Okay.
Thanks, Ken.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else?
Question on the bill?
Question on the bill. Do pass?
Do pass. As amended.
Representative Henderson?
Aye.
Representative Larson voted aye via absentee. Representative Sherwood?
No.
Representative Stitt?
Aye.
Representative Walters?
No.
Representative Swanitzer?
No.
Chairman Nicholas?
No. Okay, that's it for today.
On re-referrals, do we want to do clerk's bill?
Yeah,
Mr. Chairman.
actually, what I'd like to do, do you want to? We want comment from Don?
Mr. Chairman, do you want me to keep the live streaming or?
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, Mr. Chairman, on House Bill 96, Abandoned Mineland Program, which we discussed yesterday, I've made substantial amendments in response to agency concerns about the bill, and you have copies in front of you. What it does, on the lines 1 through 4 on page 1, instead of establishing a grant program, it establishes an application process for local governments. It deletes the providing priority for grants and deletes the requirement for a report. On down on page 1 further, again, removes the reference to grant program, replaces that with application process. And then on line 15, that's deleted and replaced with the Abandoned Mineland Division shall accept applications by a local governmental entity proposing a project that is eligible for abandoned mineland funds. I've deleted the portion with respect to joint powers boards because I believe they are local governmental entities already, and I don't think we need a special provision for them. And then on lines 6 and 7, again, I've removed the reference to grants and replaced it with the priority of any such proposed project requested by a local government entity, shall be determined in accordance with applicable federal law. Lines 14 through 21, just deleted that. I don't think it really added anything. Line 3, page 3, at the top, again, deleting the word grant. Also on line 3, what's not in your version is I would also propose to delete under this section, is the director of this agent or deputy director of the agency 20 pointed out that it clutters it up a bit. This just relates to the rules authority. And then perhaps more substantively, instead of giving the agency 120 days to approve or disapprove an application, giving them 180 days just to provide some more cushion. Deleted subsection D on page 3, lines 8 through 12, that would have leapfrogged and put any such application in first in line. I've deleted that. And then since also deleted subsection E, which would have required the agency to submit an annual report to the Joint Appropriations Committee. I think we already have enough reports. So it's substantially cleaned up, and I would propose this move this to be adopted as a substitute bill.
I presume that you don't particularly like the bill. I'm guessing, but does it really change your procedures much in any way that you are uncomfortable with?
Mr. Chairman, I do appreciate the hard work that the representative did in making the changes. I didn't really get to see those until just shortly before I came up here, so I only had a cursory chance to look at that. I have to admit, I'm still a little bit confused as to how this moves the program further forward. So if I may take just a couple of minutes and give some history of the program for those who might not be familiar with it, and I will make it brief.
So by the way, Alan, what I would like you to do is, because we're probably going to pass the bill out, so it'll hit the floor, but we're going to need your talking points on the floor to help explain for those who want to educate the body.
Okay.
So I might want like a little 1 or 2 page typed up version of this, but go ahead.
But the AML program has been in existence for about 40 years, so in that period of time, there's been a lot of work to establish what I think are the systems that Representative Stiff is looking towards. There's a very active program to go out and identify new abandoned mine sites that need to be addressed. There is a process for communities, if they identify a feature, to notify the program, and they go out and investigate it. The priority process is established strictly through the Surface Mining Control and Reclamation Act and the federal rules. And so those are the criteria, regardless of how they're brought, that priority is determined. So, in essence, the program that's been identified is one that's already in place. So, but what it does do is it adds an application process, which could raise an expectation. If you submit an application, you might get approved for a project. But since there's already the process to go ahead and do that internally baked into the system, then the department would have to respond to all those requests, which we would do anyway if they were brought to us independently by a local community. So, it's still unclear how much further this gets there and if it adds additional value either for the program or for the communities and residents of the state. In essence, it's what we're already doing.
Okay.
So
appreciate that.
thank you, Mr. Chairman. When would you like, Mr. Chairman, some talking points? When would you like those?
Tomorrow,
At 8 o'clock or 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock.
5
Well,
o'clock?
I think the bill will hit the floor tomorrow.
We'll work on
But
it.
it'll go through 3 readings, and so,
We'll work on it when we get back.
Okay.
And we'll put these sort of talking points into the talking.
All right.
And we will make them brief so that they're easy to articulate.
okay, now, as amended, roll call on the bill.
Representative Henderson?
Aye.
Representative Larson voted aye via absentee. Representative Sherwood?
Aye.
Representative Stiff?
Aye.
Representative Walters?
Aye.
Representative Swanitzer?
No.
Chairman Nicholas?
No. Okay, off we go. We gotta run.
Thank you.